question. Are you a new company and you just at your wits' end with trying to do everything yourself and you know you need a leadership team? Or are you an entrepreneur who just have expanded and just flat out need help? Well, today we're talking about how to build a strong and effective team. And trust me, the tips we're giving out are things that we are considering right now as Bracorriah X Beauty is in the process of building a leadership team. If you're new to the channel, my name is Aisha and welcome to the Bracorriah X Beauty YouTube channel, where we are a cosmetic company that provides quality cosmetic products, give information on starting and running a business, and we also here to empower anybody in need. And for my returning viewers, thanks for continuing to watch my videos. Your support is truly appreciated. And please keep tuning in each and every Friday for a new video. Now, what does it take to build a good squad who got your back and is riding through thick and thin? Well, one of the first things to consider when selecting members for your leadership team is be picky. Yes, I said it. Be picky. Don't just take a warm body and fill your open positions because they got a pulse and a heartbeat and want to do the job. Make sure that it's someone who possesses the qualities and the strengths that you need in a leader. Trust me, you want to make sure that they're competent enough to meet your expectations. And it is okay to be picky about the people you hire. You know, sometimes putting people in the wrong positions can be more work and detrimental to your business than just implementing a temporary plan and waiting on the right person to come along. The other thing you want to consider is know what you need and want and set high standards for your team. You will never find what you need if you don't know what you want. And consider the qualities this person needs to have in order to effectively and self-sufficiently do the job. You don't want somebody who needs their hand held every step of the way. Because guess what? Ain't nobody got time for that. You want somebody who can reasonably understand what you're requesting of them, and they can figure out how to execute thereafter with minimal directions. You also want somebody who can receive the information that you're providing and you can trust that they're competent enough to understand it and use the information to everyone's advantage and get the job done. And listen to me when I say, keep your standards high. You get what you're looking for. If you ain't looking for nothing, then you gonna get nothing. If you're looking for the best, then trust me, you will get the best. Keep your standards high. Your goal is always to hire somebody who meets your high standards. And if that's not possible, make sure that it's someone who possesses enough of a foundation that you can keep building upon. Make sure that they have enough of a knowledge base that you can keep develop and growing them. The other thing to know and understand the strengths and the weaknesses of the rest of your team. In order to build that dream team you need and want and are probably looking for, you got to understand your own strengths and weaknesses. And after you understand your own strengths and weaknesses, you got to make sure that you know and understand the strengths and the weaknesses of your team. Because the next person that you add to your team, they should possess some of the strengths that are considered weaknesses for you and the rest of your team. And they also should have some weaknesses that are considered strengths for you and the rest of your team. Trust me and hear me when I say YouTube. You do not want a team full of people who all have the same strengths and weaknesses. Because guess what? They're not going to line up and complement each other. Know and understand the needs of your team and praise and embrace the differences. And as the boss, you have to have the ability to define the strengths and weaknesses of your team. And honestly, you gotta know what the most significant asset is that each of your team members bring to the table. And your goal is always to recruit people who can complement each other, who can complement each other's strengths and weaknesses. You also have to know that your role requires you to develop and invest in your team. We all have areas of opportunity. You are never going to find that perfect person who possesses all the qualities you're looking for. So guess what? When you the boss, you got to be willing to invest and develop your team. You got to be willing to help them develop those areas that still have an opportunity for growth. Like they say, you got to pay the cost to be the boss. And in this situation, paying the cost to be the boss means developing and investing in your team. You do not want to bring people on your team and they remain stagnant. You want to keep elevating the people you have join your team. Because guess what? That elevation is going to continue to move your vision forward, and it's going to make life a lot easier for you. Because you know you got a squad that is your dream team, and with or without you, business is still flowing and running. Now, the next thing you want to consider is whether you want to hire leaders versus managers. And I know some of y'all out there saying, well, what the heck is the difference between a leader and a manager? Well, leaders have followers and they lead people by example. And managers, well, they have people working for them. They're productive, but they do not inspire people. Leaders, they get people to understand and believe in your mission, your vision, and the goals of your company. Whereas managers, they gonna make sure the work is being accomplished and the goals are being met, but they lack the ability to inspire and to motivate people to keep pushing and to keep going. It's your choice if you would prefer a leader or a manager. But remember, you need someone who can drive your vision and your mission forward. And like I say, you want somebody with a healthy balance. You need someone who can lead, but also get the job done. You don't want someone who is a leader, but can't meet your goals and get the job done and lacks productivity. Because guess what? People who are motivated and inspired, but can't get the job done is ineffective as well. And you don't want people who will always get the job done, because guess what? Then they're not inspired, they're not motivated, and that sometimes leads to a loyalty issue, because they sometimes feel like, well, hey, I can go and get the job done and be productive somewhere else. People enjoy the aspect of growing with the company they're working with. Now, the last thing to consider, and I know some of y'all gonna be looking upside my head when I say this. Yes, it probably is a bit of an unfavorable statement, but please stop just hiring your family and your friends just because they're your family and just because they're your friend. I totally understand why we do it. Because we know they're going to be loyal. They know us. They know our personality. They know our work style. And it's a little bit of a safe zone. But trust me and hear me when I say, if you are hiring a family member or a friend to fill these positions, please make sure they are the right person and they possess the qualities you need in a leader. You know, it's sometimes harder to hire family or friends than it is to hire a stranger, because sometimes, I'll be honest, family and friends feel privileged. You know, they feel like they sometimes feel like they can question every decision or directive you give because they family or they your friend. You know, they sometimes also feel that they can get away with stuff because they family or they're your friend. But if you're hiring them, remember, in order to shut that privileged and entitled feeling down, you got to ensure that their treatment is consistent with how you treat your other employees and leaders. If you start off giving them additional privileges and entitling them to privileges you don't provide to others, trust me, you're going to create a bad situation, and it does not take long to do. And ultimately, you're creating that feeling of entitlement. If you're hiring a family member or a friend, make sure that you set those expectations that are consistent with other team members' expectations and hold them accountable to it. Now, I hope that these tips have been helpful to somebody out there. And if you got through this whole video, remember, the difference between a boss and a leader is a boss says go, and a leader says let's go. Comment down below. Let me know which you would prefer to hire, a leader or a manager, and why. And if you're one of those people who have hired, a family member or a friend, tell us about your experience and give us some tips on how that business and family relationship or friendship survived and worked out so well. If you're interested in more entrepreneurship videos like this, I humbly ask that you subscribe to our channel with the notification bell on, which will alert you to our new videos. It's free and it helps a sister out. Thank you for watching. Be easy, be beautiful, be blessed, and be you.